Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me here today. I wanted to quickly touch base on the Chevy Bolt recall situation. It's been a while since I've actually done a recall related video, so I figured I'd do some fresh research and try to see what's currently available out there as far as information goes. I do feel the need to point out that I did reach out to my local dealership here in LA, and there was no further information kind of on top of what I already shared with regards to, the batteries coming out later this month, and the dealership starting to do their replacement scheduling with cars that are affected. So, but all of that aside, we already know all the recall requirements as far as, or actually I should say recommendations, because they're not requirements. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit here today was, first of all, I wanted to thank all of you for being spectacular down in the comments section. Some of the conversations that have come out of the last few videos and the last few even the posts that I've done were really well received, and I've gotten a ton of positive, comments, reviews, and all that other stuff that was written, and I really, really appreciate that. You guys are great. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for visiting the channel, sticking around, watching the videos, and you guys have done great. Subscriber count has gone up too, so to those who have subscribed, thank you. But more importantly, we're here to talk about the recall. So I came across an article that was published about 12 hours ago today. And in case you're wondering, today is Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. And by 12 hours ago, I mean roughly around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And I don't know what time zone, so I'm just going to say any time zone because these articles never say. But essentially what it is, it's I'm going to show it to you. Dealers are suspecting a Chevrolet Bolt EV recall will include lots of buybacks. GM says no. Okay, well, we already knew that GM was doing the buybacks on a case-by-case basis, and there was no further elaboration as to what kind of qualification you would need to meet to qualify for a buyback. Here's my guess. This is my guess. My guess is that Chevy has a list, or I should say GM has a list of either lot numbers or VIN numbers or some kind of identifier that puts specific cars into risk categories. And by that, I mean, if your car was manufactured on a specific date, on a specific line, or in a lot of cars that has shown to have a higher risk of fire or battery related problems, then odds are that GM is going to start there and work their way backwards. Now that's my guess. It makes sense from an engineering standpoint, because you'd want to, I guess, reduce your risk management of further fires by taking care of the cars that are prone, that are at higher risk of burning down. So that's just speculation. Like I said, I've reached out to my dealer, and there is no further information. In fact, I can't even schedule the repair and replacement because they don't know when they will actually take delivery of battery packs at our dealer. So, but what I did wanted to share for a minute was this article here that came out earlier today. Now, it does rehash all of the recall stuff, the stuff that we've already, talked about, about the mass recall, the cost of it being almost $2 billion. And here's the conjecture that's in this article. There's no, this is an opinion article, no real facts. But here's something to think about. The scale of this recall is so massive. Now they're talking about all 110,000 vehicles in the U.S. Those were the ones that were sold in the U.S. All models, all obviously all Bolt EVs that were sold in the U.S. This program is leaving dealerships like Chevy dealers, right, to assume that GM is going to opt for a buyback. Here's why. We're talking about a battery pack that could potentially cost half the value of the car, times 110,000, right? I'm no good at math, but I'm pretty sure that that number's gonna, be way up there. And I'm pretty sure that GM could get away with offering buybacks to some older vehicles, like say some of the 2018, maybe 17 model EVs, Bolt EVs, that would reduce the cost of having to replace the battery pack, right? So I don't know. Here's what my assumption is, and this article goes on to speculate further about value and drops, which I'll touch on here in a second. But if they're going to replace a battery pack that's about that costs about what half of the car would, right? Then doesn't it make sense to total the older cars that might be either below that level just based on mileage and wear and tear, and if there's any damage or anything, doesn't it make sense to just cover every single model year? Wouldn't it make sense to offer buybacks to some of the older vehicles and just recycle them, maybe pull the packs out of them and rebuild them, repair them, and then offer those up for reduced cost to dealerships or whatever for repair? I don't know. I don't know, but it certainly got me thinking today as to why they won't consider this, and why GM is so quick to say no, we're replacing every battery. Now maybe they feel like the Bolt EV will hold its value for many years to come, and it makes sense to invest an additional battery pack into some of the older cars that are 4 or 5 years old. Maybe, I don't know. But it's certainly something to keep your mind open to. But one of the paragraphs in this also states that an auction house by the name of Mannheim Auctions is forecasting that a typical 2021 Chevy Bolt EV, so a 2021 model Chevy Bolt EV, will only lose around $100 of value over the next 12 months. Okay. This is an auction house, obviously, and I didn't do any research on them, so I don't know what exactly they auction, but I assume that since they're commenting in a car forum that they auction cars off. So they expect the Bolt EV to only lose $100. Great. I think that will support the argument that the Bolt EV will retain, if not gain, some monetary value after the battery packs are replaced. Because remember, the warranty on those things will be 8 years, 100,000 miles. So regardless of what you've already driven, right? So I think that maybe this article is a little right when it comes to thinking that it would make more sense for GM to just buy back some of the older vehicles and then repair some of the newer vehicles that might be higher in value. I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd share this. I'm going to copy and paste this link down below. I want to apologize to the people that commented on some of the earlier videos that I said I was going to post the article, copy and paste it in there or whatever, and then I didn't. And as it turns out, that the links are no longer valid. So articles, there's like cached versions of articles out there that were previously published, but not the sources. So I'll try to do a little bit more. I'll try to be a little bit more diligent with, giving you guys the source of the information. It's actually, a really interesting article, and I feel like this might be a good read. Just just for if you have the time. Don't stop everything you're doing and go for this article, because, like I said, most of this is conjecture. A lot of it is speculation. But the only thing I know for a fact is that GM has said no to a widespread buyback, to a complete buyback. They've obviously done the calculation. They've obviously talked to their financial gurus, lawyers, whatever, and they decided that it would make more sense for them to fork over the $2 billion or whatnot, and get the battery packs replaced. So anyway, be that as it is, food for thought. I really hope that you guys had a great week. I'm sorry that I was absent, but and thank you to those who commented about my last video where I helped my mom move out of state. She relocated successfully. She arrived there today, and she's very happy in her new home. And that said, I want to thank you all for tuning in today, and I'll try to get some more information. I'll stay on top of the dealership, that's for sure, because that's really the only place that I can go to locally. I haven't tried the concierge recently. Maybe that's something that I'll do later on this week. In the meantime, thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, thank you for watching.